Hey all, Jack Bowman here, TMO on the go. We're not walking, but we're talking today. I wanted to talk about Meta and their recent announcement. Mark Zuckerberg has demanded that Meta get into prediction markets. Meta Arena is what it's going to be called. I think that's a terrible name, and I think they're going to change that. But the terrible thing is that Meta is launching this after we know the results of the Polymarket study, which basically had said that the vast majority of traders are losers. The top 1% of traders makes almost all of the income. And it's just a way for insiders and whales who are very good at gambling. Imagine professional poker players and the like. Those people just extract mountains of cash from everyday people, just betting and gambling on things. And it's a way for everyday gamblers to stay out of casinos or get into gambling, which I think is a lot of the issue, is actually that it's kind of an entry gateway into gambling. This is ultimately, and I know I usually talk macro markets on here, but this is ultimately just kind of bad for society. I don't think that prediction markets existing is inherently bad, but I think the commercialization of it and moving it away from, let's say, wonky territory. I'm okay with people betting on the outcomes of interest rate meetings at the Fed or what the price of oil is going to be. They do that anyway in financial markets. In any market where it's complicated to make bets, and I kind of get it. I actually even kind of understand that it's a way to bet in political markets. The problem, as I see it, is really what it does to young men. And this is where it gets a little personal. I used to teach continuation school. I taught out vulnerable young men. And one of the things that they were almost universally into, despite it being banned in the state that I live, is sports betting. Now, sports betting is a particularly kind of addictive gambling because you prey on people's emotional connections with the team that they root for. And it's particularly harmful for young men. We just know this as a statistic. So, Kalshi and Polymarket are extracting fees and extracting earnings from everyday people into the accounts of whales. And it's a particularly harmful form of gambling for young men, sports betting, which is prevalent on the apps and is basically their primary market that they are trying to push into. I don't think it's a good thing to have basically the best advertising company on the planet. We can argue about Google versus Meta here, but take even the second best advertising company on the planet who understands how to algorithmically feed people and their attention all day long, who owns all the metadata from Facebook and Instagram and all of this. Like, we're going to let them also do the sports betting app. Sports betting is bad for the everyday person. It's what they actually care about betting on. It's what can actually extract money. Almost all of the money in these markets is tied up in sports. Giving Meta that power just doesn't feel right. I worry for whoever gets tied up in Arena. All right. See you tomorrow.